on YouTube, and right now we're answering a question about autoimmune diseases and is it something that you can treat or reverse or get rid of. So with diabetes type 1, I'm gonna use that as an example. So when people get diabetes type 1 as children, a lot of people do not know that the main cause of diabetes type 1 is the fact that the child acquired a virus, and that virus went to the kidneys and it caused a die off of the beta cells. Okay, the beta cells have died off, and so you need to eat the right foods to counteract that so your alpha cells can turn into beta cells. So that's basically how that works. So you can reverse it, but you got to know the mechanisms behind it. You can't just say, oh, I'm gonna go alkaline and then that's gonna get rid of it. You can drink as much alkaline water as you want. As you probably already know, if you're somebody that's dealing with an autoimmune disease, you can do all of that stuff, but that you can take as many herbs as you want, but that's not what's doing it. You got to know the exact mechanisms that you're dealing with so you can introduce the right foods. But mainly you have to remove a lot of stuff from out your diet, and that's the reason why people are experiencing issues, symptoms, a lot of symptoms, and increase and things getting worse with their diagnosis. It's because of what you are eating. It's what you are doing. You need to learn what not to do before you start working on what to do. Let me see what else we got in here. How do you holistically treat heavy periods? So that's going to be another thing. Your heavy menstrual cycles is coming from not just what you eat, but also how you feel. Okay. So we detox as ladies, we detox with our menstrual cycle. It releases it stores those emotions. You know, like if you get upset or if you get really mad and you start fussing at one of your kids or something, and you can feel it in your stomach, or if you ain't got kids, because that's when I feel it. If I'm fussing at my kids and I'm just like super stressed out, I'm like, okay, hold on, stop fussing. That's not getting their attention. That's not the right way to go about it. So calm down, and that helps you to not have such heavy periods, having that right mindset, releasing those negative emotions, releasing that tension, that will help. But also what you're putting inside your body too. So if you're eating a lot of carbs, and I'm not just talking about rice and pasta, I'm talking about snack foods. People who have heavy periods eat a lot of snack foods, junk foods, or they're eating a lot of like plates. You know how we do. We get those plates from whatever store that's, in around your hood, and they sell those plates, and it's like chicken plates and Chinese food plates, all that kind of stuff. If you're eating that kind of food, eating those plates, those boxes to go foods from these different places like that, you're eating a lot of fried foods, you're eating a lot of junk foods, starchy, heavy foods, and that's what's causing your heavy menstrual cycles. Okay, once you start to stop eating, if you cut back on eating that food and start eating some more vegetables, you can eat fruit if you like fruit, but eating more vegetables, because vegetables really helps to detoxify you, especially dark leafy greens help to detox. But you should not be eating your dark leafy greens raw, and that's where a lot of people are going wrong. I just had a conversation with someone earlier today in a consultation who has a thyroid issue, has nodules on her thyroid, but she eats dark leafy greens raw from time to time. And if you have issues with your thyroids, you should not be eating. First of all, your doctor will probably tell you don't eat dark leafy greens, period, if you got issues with your thyroid. And that's because of the anti-nutrient that's in there that's goitrogenic, that will cause a goiter. Okay. Oh, all right, baby. Let me finish teaching my class. So it can cause a goiter. All right. So that's messing with your thyroid. So once you know the right foods, the right and the wrong foods. So if you have HSV and you're having heavy periods, then you don't want to just switch on over to just eating, just straight up healthy foods, because there's healthy foods that will make the herpes virus replicate and will make your overall situation worse. Hence the shingles commercials that's talking about, I can't remember what they're proposing you do about the shingles, but the message is that even if you're a healthy adult, you can still suffer from shingles. So their target on that commercial is all of the people who have switched over into a holistic lifestyle, and now they're starting to get issues with shingles, which is varicella zoster, which starts as chickenpox. If you ever had chickenpox as a kid, And then once you grow up, those chicken pox then become shingles. Okay. And that you can totally take care of that very easily and quickly at that. It doesn't even take long for you to start to get the shingles under control. So if you're in the middle of having a shingles flare up right now, just reach out to me and we can get on the phone and I can tell you exactly what to do to just reverse that. It's very simple. It's not even complicated. It's not complex. Let me see. I remember you saying a while ago that when you had intercourse, you saw blood afterwards. What would your protocol be for that? So in that particular situation, that was when I had HPV. So the only symptom I had really from HPV was that I would spot after intercourse. So if you are spotting after intercourse, you need to go to your doctor and see what's going on with you first of all, because I wasn't going by just a symptom and then let me see how to fix spotting. No, I went to the root cause. The root cause of me spotting was the fact that I had HPV. So then I took care of the HPV. So what is the root cause? Why are you spotting? What disease are you dealing with? What infection are you dealing with that's causing you to spot? And then we take care of it by tackling that issue. Okay, not just going after the spotting. I didn't treat spotting. Okay, I treated my HPV, and that's what stopped the spotting. All right. I love sweets. I cut back on fried foods, no red meat at all. So red meat is it's not unhealthy for you. You said, and then she says, I'm anemic. My last child is 38. That's probably because you cut out the red meat. You need to eat red meat so that, and I know a whole bunch of vegans say a whole bunch of stuff, but a lot of people just repeat things that they read and that they saw. But when you put things into practice by doing one-on-ones with people and working with people personally, then you can see how all of that just breaks apart, and it's just one of those fads that's going on right now. There's a lot of people who I'm connected to that was elders in the vegan community who had vegan businesses, vegan restaurants. And when I tell you they are not vegans no more, okay, these are people who are in the spiritual, you know how the spiritualists and the occult people and all of the black spiritual movement and all that stuff. You know, I'm connected with people who was in that movement who kept their studies going and evolved past that paradigm, and they're no longer vegans anymore. They're not vegans no more. These are the big time people who were friends with the people, are the mentors of the people who you are seeing on the internet talking all this stuff about veganism. You are anemic, you need to eat you some red meat. What would really help you is to go eat you some liver. Okay, go eat you some liver. And that would help you out a whole lot if you're anemic. But you need to stop eating that carbs and the junk food and eat red meat instead. Eat the red meat and leave out all that junk food and stuff. That is what's not healthy for you. Okay? You don't, and raw kale is unhealthy. You don't eat kale raw. Kale cannot be broken down by our digestive system. It is too thick, it is too dense, it is too dark. And when it goes through our digestive system, it leaves micro tears as it moves through our digestive system. Okay? And that's not good. Leaving little micro abrasions through our digestive system. That's not a good thing, because what that can do, if it's leaving abrasions, then that right there is breaking the barrier and it can allow for bacteria to move into the bloodstream. So we don't eat raw dark leafy greens. And that's also why you're anemic, because raw dark leafy greens robs you of your nutrients because the anti-nutrient has not been removed yet. So you have to soak your vegetables, your dark leafy greens in particular, and your cruciferous vegetables. You need to soak those vegetables. I recommend for at least 4 hours or overnight. Okay. Earlier this year, I was telling you, I was kind of being soft on people, like, 30 minutes or so. But really, you need to soak it for 4 hours to overnight. Put it in your refrigerator, put it in a big bin of water, soak it, put a splash of vinegar, massage it real good. The next day, you're going to put it into a strainer, like a rice strainer or a colander, and you're going to run running water over it to wash all that stuff off of it everything's going to float at the top of the water. So when you pick those vegetables back up out that water, like I see people with two plastic containers, and they're dipping their vegetables in one with the wash, and then they're dipping it in the other one to rinse off. But you're picking it right back up through the same shit. You need to rinse it under running water, or else you're just getting the pesticides, and the anti-nutrient is just going to be right back on the leaf. Okay? So you have to do that to cook it out, because the iron, the calcium, and the magnesium is all attached to this anti-nutrient. I wish I had a piece of paper that I could draw with right quick and show y'all what I need. I need a notebook. Maybe next time I go live, I need a notebook so I can draw out for you what it is I'm talking about. So this right here is the anti-nutrient that is inside of the dark leafy greens and cruciferous vegetables. And then you have the iron, the magnesium, and the calcium is all attached to the anti-nutrient, okay? So when you soak it, it's going to start to loosen up the anti-nutrient and you're going to get rid of some of it. But when you go to cook it, you're going to cook out the rest of that anti-nutrient and it's going to release the iron, the calcium, and the magnesium and make it bioavailable for you to ingest it, okay? If you eat it raw, and you said, what about kale in a smoothie? If it's raw, raw is raw. Raw, if the kale is raw, it don't matter what state it's in, whether it's in a raw salad or a raw smoothie, raw is raw. So if you eat it raw, when it goes through your body, that anti-nutrient, which is a positive magnetic charge, positive electromagnetic charge, and your nutrients in your body has a negative electromagnetic charge, is going to attach. It's going to attract all of your nutrients that the iron, calcium, and magnesium will be attracted to that anti-nutrient, and then it's going to leach from out of your body. That's how it leaches minerals from out your body. And that's why you're anemic from eating raw kale salads, and you won't eat no red meat. You need red meat, and you need to stop eating raw kale salads, and your anemia will be fixed. So just, you can eat you some liver. Fried liver is fine. It will still, all of that will go inside your body, and your body will use those cells to incorporate. And that's better than you taking a supplement. Because if you take a supplement, that is something that is derived, it's isolated, it doesn't have all of its links, chains, and branches attached to it. But when you eat something that's whole in its whole state, with all of those links, branches, and chains intact, then your body takes that whole branch and incorporates it into your body. It's better used like that, okay? So, yeah. How did you get rid of HPV? Well, I have an entire protocol on how to get rid of HPV. Come to the class. We have class tonight. It starts in 15 minutes. Register for class. Let me see. Register for tonight's class. I always get straight into teaching and I'll be forgetting like the main point of being here. We need more people to come and learn about the actual program and detox successfully and quickly. Like get in and get out. Get in here 2 months with me and then get out and then go on with your life and teach your family and friends how to be healthy and stay healthy. So register for tonight's class. Link in. All right, and let me just pin that so we can make sure that you guys get into class. It's going to be a good class. If you're interested in working with me, make sure that you come to this class. All right, let's see what else I left out. Okay, so red meat in moderation, organic without the hormones. Okay, I love liver. Thank you. Great. You're welcome. You're welcome. So I drove out to the country about 2 weeks ago, and I went and got my meat from the country, and right there where my family is from, over there in Cancer Alley in Louisiana. And I went out there and I stocked up on all the meat that I was going to cook for my family for the month. And I'm not going to Walmart for my meat. I'm not fooling with them no more because they playing too much games. But it's healthy for you. And if you have HSV, it's high in lysine. Okay. All right. Yeah, I see a lot of people say that chicken is they treat chicken like it's the lesser of the evils of meat, but the chicken is messed up. Chicken is messed up. I haven't eaten it in years. And one of the people in my sugar fast in my community, she was getting sick every time she ate chicken, but she stopped eating chicken, was eating other kinds of meat with her salad on her no sugar fast, and she felt a whole lot better. Also, we have people who's in the sugar fast for 3 and 4 days whose blood pressure, with high blood pressure, whose blood pressure is now in the normal range. How about that? From just 3 or 4 days doing the sugar fast with me. That's all it takes. So if you want to sugar fast with me, first of all, we're going to be doing a live sugar fast as a group where I'm teaching you guys a whole bunch of information and all that stuff. And I'm going to put out the wait list very, very soon for that so we can sugar fast together. And during the sugar fast, anybody who's got high blood pressure, your blood pressure, you're going to be getting normal readings. during the sugar fast. We're gonna do a 5-day sugar fast event together. So I'll put out the wait list. I'll let you guys know. I need a general detox. Help me out. Hit me up, Dominique. Hit me up. Hit me up in my inbox. How do I register for class? The link is in bio. The link is in my bio to register for class on YouTube. The link is in the description of this video, so just look for that arrow. I know YouTube like to confuse people on how to get our information and make it difficult, but look for some arrow on there for the description of this video. I am clueless and very happy I found you. My wife and I now have you for hope. Well, I'm happy that you found me too. So let's go ahead and get started with our detoxing. And it's a simple process. The only thing is the detoxing symptoms. That is the only thing that leaves people confused, where they don't really know what to do to alleviate the symptoms, and they don't know if it's a good sign or if it's a bad sign. So get into the sugar fast with me and I can help you out with those detoxing symptoms that you would be going through while you are doing no sugar. So we do no carbs, no rice, no bread, no pasta. There's no fruit on the sugar fast. It's just straight up vegetables. It's vegetables, and then you can have your side of the meat of your choice, but no bottom feeders, no pork, no shrimp, no crabs. Your crabby hands. My son. No crabs. No. You want to say hi? Hi? You can say hi today.
Hi.
That's my baby. All right. What else? No tilapia, no catfish, no type of bottom feeders. Okay, but red meat is okay. You can do steak. We're doing salads. We're using Ken's dressing. I keep calling him Ken Burns. I don't even know who is Ken Burns. I don't know who Ken Burns is, but I've been calling him Ken Burns. But it's Ken's salad dressing, and it's a good one. It's a good one. Low on the sugars, and very tasty, very delicious. Yeah, we're gonna do a sugar fast. So do we have any more questions before we get into class? In this class, we're gonna be talking about diabetes, high blood pressure. We're gonna connect. I'm gonna show you how all of this stuff is connected if you haven't seen already. Recently, we have been talking about the gene expression that's being changed by different viruses. Like I was talking about with the autoimmune disease. Stop it, Luca. The autoimmune diseases earlier, we were discussing, what was it? He didn't say a particular autoimmune disease, but we have rheumatoid arthritis, for one, that is connected to HSV. Stop it. HSV and varicella zoster especially is connected to rheumatoid arthritis. Get out my room, please. So when you start changing for HSV1, because that one, a lot of people don't even know they have it because you don't get outbreaks. Most people don't get outbreaks. And you wouldn't know unless you went to the doctor and asked them specifically, can you give me an HSV1 test? And some people's doctors are like, well, no. Have you got an outbreak? No, we don't need to do that if you don't have any symptoms, you don't have any signs of it, and they'll just refuse to test the person. So you have to take it upon yourself to go and make sure, because if you're having issues with your back, your neck, you're having issues with your joints like your hips, your knees, if you are having digestive issues like irritable bowel syndrome, or if you're having any type of issues with the lining of your gut deteriorating, leaky gut, polyps, micro tears, if you're having any type of gut issues where you are not digesting your food properly, okay, with all the different names, all of the different names that they come up with to make it sound like these diseases are so different. But if you got gut issues, you got gut issues. And the issue is with your gut. But that all starts out in one particular area with your liver. Okay? Because if you're overloading your liver with the same junk foods all the time, and not just junk foods, junk drinks, and then you clean your house with these chemical products. Okay, so we're cleaning our house with chemical products. We're using bleach and ammonia in our homes. Okay, we're using a lot of these plugins, fragrance oils and things like that. And not only is that causing our children to have asthma, but it's also adding to the toxin load in your liver. Okay, it adds to it. The cleaning products that you use. So we have like all kinds of little things for you to do. Stop. Okay, I'm about tired of you, bro. You gotta go. No, Vic here. All right, now leave out my room. Bye. Close my door. Don't come back. Let's go. If I gotta get up from this chair, I'm gonna hurt you. He just loves me so much. He just loves me so much. He wants to get back inside. I can tell him you can't fit. You just can't fit no more. Okay. So, anyways, we're on here answering any questions that you guys might have about wellness, about your health until the class gets started. We got 8 minutes until class gets started. Okay. Fix your health. You can fix your health within 2 months. You can do it. I see it all the time. It don't take long. And if you're dealing with high blood pressure and certain diseases that's connected to visceral fat, all right, that's where you have people. That's when you got people who are like, well, I'm not even fat. I got high blood pressure. I cannot consume salt. But what do? I work out in the gym. I try to eat healthy. I watch what I eat. But you're still dealing with your high blood pressure. You're still eating something and you're still living in an environment where there's chemicals being used, maybe too many chemicals being used in your house. That's also adding to the overload of your liver, because your liver processes your liver processes all toxins that enter your body, whether you're breathing it in, or you're absorbing it from your skin, from whatever you're putting on your skin, or whether you're putting it into your body in the form of food. Your liver processes all toxins. That's the purpose of it. It is the detoxing machine inside of your body. That's what your liver is for. It has detoxification pathways. And once those detoxification pathways are clogged up, that's when your liver will start sending it to the visceral fat, which is your intra-abdominal. So when you see people their back start getting wide and they like 35, they're not fat. They're not fat, but their back starts widening out. Everything, their torso area starts widening out a little bit. Start to widen out some. You may work out in the gym. You might have a 6-pack, but you might got like your 6-pack might stick out just a little tiny little bit or so. You know what I'm saying? And that's some visceral fat. And that little bit of visceral fat right there can cause a whole lot of problems for you. I have the powder version of spirulina and chlorella. Is that okay to use daily with the right measurements? It will probably be. I don't know what your entire thing that you're doing is. Like, I don't know everything that you're doing, but spirulina and chlorella is food, so there's no limits on how much you can take. You cannot overdose on spirulina chlorella. You cannot, and it's really good for you. What if a person is dealing with random dizziness and they eat out a lot? Well, I definitely need more information than that. So I can't answer that just so randomly. And I ain't gonna sit up here and make up stuff like those other people be doing on their live, and they just start going off talking about some shit that don't even make sense, but it sounds good. Throw some fancy words in there. I read a book on teaching business people how to do that, how to throw those fancy, and there's like terminology for it too, how you give somebody a whole bunch of science and then you gotta break it. It's ridiculous. But anyways, I need more info than that. That's not enough. You eat out a lot and you have random dizziness. That's not the real connection right there. Like, I would need to know actually what it is that you're eating. You should actually book a consultation with me so we can discuss if you're interested in fixing it. Now, if you're looking for how to fix it, then you need to book a consultation with me so that I can ask you, what exactly are you eating? How often are you eating? And I want to know what your regimen is. I also want to know what is your wellness, what's your health history? Like, what viruses, diseases, or health disparities do you have? What have you been diagnosed with so far? And then I can answer that question. But that question is just too random for me to be able to throw out any type of suggestion to help you. So the key thing here is that you know that you're getting random dizziness and you know you eat out a lot. So the first thing you do is stop eating out, because you know that that's the problem. You think that's the problem. I don't know if that's the problem exactly, okay? But you know it's the problem because that's what you brought up, and you think that you possibly think that your dizziness is connected with the fact that you eat out a lot. So get inside of the community, which I've seen your name before, so I don't know if like you ordered something from me before or if you're actually inside of the community. But go into the community and look at that high lysine, low arginine food list if you have HSV. But there's a lot of different things that can cause random dizziness. What if you're somebody that's vegan or vegetarian and you don't have no B12 in your body? That causes dizziness. You know what I'm saying? So there's different reasons. There's also circulation reasons why you would have random dizziness, you know? So we got 4 minutes until class starts. So you guys go and register. Link is in bio on Instagram. Link is in the description of the night. So I'm putting the community right here. The link to the community. I need to put YouTube already. Fit for this program and what we're doing. And I'll just tell you, there are some people who I don't think that they're a good fit for the program for various reasons. Usually because they're already doing too much. Like they're already like eating a whole bunch of stuff. They're already taking a whole bunch of like supplements and herbs and all of that. Got a lot going on. And away from the mistakes that they're making and move towards the right stuff, you know. But I'll let them know that you should not join this detox right now. Let's see, can I use neem toothpaste while detoxing? No. So everything is very specific for my detox. Now, if you making up your own detox, then you making up something. You know what I'm saying? Just if you're trying to like piece things together and make up your own thing, then you're making up your own thing. But on my detox, you have to use the specific products that have been curated for my detox. You can't just go substitute with a whole bunch of stuff that we're not doing. Also, there's no way that I can know how all of these random products that y'all be naming there's no way for me to know that that particular product is not going to have a effect on the detox. So when I first started with this whole making this my main thing instead of running from it back at the end of 2018, that's when I made the decision. And then 2019 I went hard with getting started with this. The year of 2019, a whole bunch of people, there was a tons and tons and tons and tons of people, okay, that were trying out my protocol and who were using different products, and we were able to collect what was going on with different products. And in that process, I was already a product maker. My business, the Lipstick Lady Cosmetics, was already making and selling natural products. That's what I was doing. Okay. So in the process of us trying to find what kind of products y'all can use on the detox, I was not trying to make all those products. I was trying to find people who already had products made for y'all to go to them. But the products that was coming to us was interfering with what we were doing. And that's when I started learning about the different ingredients and how those different ingredients narrowed everything down into exactly what we're doing. So no, we've never tried doing neem toothpaste because this whole thing is a repeat of what I did to fix my situation, how I cured myself of HPV. So I started by putting out my story back in 2016 on YouTube. And then from there, I learned along the way. But the basis of what I do is my protocol that I did for myself that helped me. And then the same protocol that I prayed for, that God put on me and gave me all of these steps of what to do, arranged the steps of what to do. I'm fixated on sticking with the plan that God gave me. And I've been helping a whole lot of people. So if you want to do my protocol and you want to do it the right way, I suggest you actually do it with me, because it's not designed really for you to be able to do it on your own. I started doing this protocol from doing one-on-ones, and I got overwhelmed and I got burnt out. So I started doing a group thing, and I released the ebook. And since releasing the ebook and doing the group thing, I'm not getting nearly as many testimonials, because what had me getting a testimonial for herpes every single month was the fact that I was working with those people individually, and when they had problems, they reached out to me. It wasn't a generalization. So I'm actually taking down, I didn't put the book in my new web store. It's not even up there. And I did not put I'm slowly taking that stuff down because it's not even helping y'all. And first of all, everybody who's trying to do the detox with just a free video, I made the video, and the video is not enough for you to finish the detox, period. So if you trying to like follow that video, purpose of the video is so that you can see if you want to do the detox. and then you're supposed to contact me so that we can move forward with the next steps. But that video, you're not going to finish my detox using that video, period. You know, it's just it's a sample of what it's like, the overview of what we're doing. It's not the whole thing. Okay, so you should just, if you're serious about this and you don't want to waste time and money, then I would just come in and just do it the right way. Because if you're not, then you're gonna waste your time and your money, because I did not design it for you to be able to do it on your own without me. Okay, just like protecting my intellectual property. This is not a copycat of Sabi. This is not a copycat of anything that I got from anybody. This is what I came up on my own. So we got, so that's that. Kabibi, okay, spotting from HPV. um I don't know, ma'am, cuz you if I don't want to, I don't know, because I think that you joined my program and then couldn't finish it and got a refund on what you had already started paying, and that was not cool. That was not cool. And we signed agreements against that too. That's not cool. I think I remember that very clearly, because I was like, what the hell? Because as that money comes in, I'm using that to pay for all of the connections and the things that we have going on inside the program. So when you go take that out, like, you really, like, that was something that was messed up, to join the program, not finish your payment plan, and then get a refund on the stuff. And I believe I had like mailed the kit out already. Anyways, we're gonna move past that. My class has already started. Hit me up if you serious, not curious. I don't hear nothing about being curious, so I just wanted to know, oh, I'm a healer too, and I want to repeat what you do. Then come pay to get my doggone my protocol if you want to do my stuff with other people, because that's just not right. Like, it's not right. Okay, so pretty soon all of that's gonna be under wraps, and it won't even be a possibility very soon. All my stuff works, everything works, but it works when you do it with me. It works when you do it with me. So I'm getting out of here. I'm going into class.